Hello and thank you for watching. This is Jennifer Bowman from Olympia Piano, and I'm going to do a couple lessons on one of my favorite pieces from the Baroque period. This is Solfeggietto by CPE Bach, this piece. Really fun to play. It's full of 16th notes. I've got a bunch of different versions here. One is the nice Royal Conservatory version, or the one from this Applause book, a great set of solos in here. Also, you might find it in this book. I know it has a different cover these days. This is when I was a kid, the book I used. Lots of great pieces in this piano literature series. And also, this book, this is a vintage book with tons of great stuff in it. But if you take a look at the Solfeggietto in here, they've also arranged it. They have the regular version down here, but then they've arranged it for left hand. And I just mentioned this because sometimes people get injured and wonder what you could work on while you have an injury. So I never knew this existed. So I'm probably going to have two little sessions on this. And in today's session, I'm going to go over the measures that are similar, 1 through 4, 9 through 12, 17 through 20, and 31 to the end. So it's the same pattern in 3 different keys. So let's just jump right in with the harmony. We're in the key of C minor. In this piece, we're going to be mostly using C harmonic minor notes, although there are some places where we'll use the natural minor. So just kind of be mindful that sometimes it's going to be B flat, sometimes it's going to be B natural. If you're already familiar with the fingering, then please feel free to just go in the description and find the timestamps for the section you'd like to work on. Most editions agree on the fingering with a couple of small changes, so just see which seems to feel better to your hand. We'll start with measures 1 through 4. As I go through the fingering, I'm also going to talk a little bit about harmony because the fingering and the harmony work together. So start with finger 2, right hand. You see that stem up means that right hand is playing that first note. Most editions will note that for you, however. So we have one note with the right hand, finger 2. And then left hand, 5, 3, 1. Notice that's a C minor chord. We're starting C minor. Right hand continues the theme of C minor with a C and an E flat, 2, 4, 3, 2. Then at this moment with finger 1, we move for a moment into the dominant, which is G, the 5 chord. 5, 3, 1, finger 4, 4, so G chord. And then it passes back into C minor, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, C minor again, 5, 3, 1, 1, 3, notice the just C minor chord, 2, 1. Now here you've got to squeeze your finger 5 right next to your thumb, 5. Now we go to the G harmony, the dominant harmony for 5 notes, 4, 3, 2, 1, a little 5-finger scale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then crossing, 3, 2, 1, 2. And then we do it all again, 5, 3, 1. Now here's the place where some editions recommend thumb here instead of finger 2. 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. But it's the same all the way to the top. So now we've got the same pattern, but it's starting on G minor this time, but it's going to be the same relationship. So G minor, and then the dominant of G minor, which is D major. Fingering, slightly different just because of where those black keys are. So we start with finger 4 on the black key up here, which is the 3rd of this chord, by the way, G minor. Here's where the fingering's different. Instead of starting with 2, we're going to start with 1 because of the black keys. 1, 3, 2, 1, 2. Now this F sharp is the middle of the dominant key for G minor. So it's outside of our key of C minor, but we've modulated just for this little section here. So then we have 5, 3, 1, same as before, 4, 3, 2, 1, so D harmony, marching back to G minor, 2, 5, 3, 1, same fingering, 1, 3, 2, 1, grab that 5, maybe put a little accent there, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, and then it's the same. Moving ahead, measure 17, same pattern, different key. This time we have it in F minor. This one should feel just like C minor because of how the black keys are, but I will go over it. So F minor, we're probably going to start with A flat up here, which happens to be the third of that F minor chord. 3, 5, 3, 1, either 1 or 2 here. 1, 4, 3, 2. So F minor leads to C major, which is the 5 of F. 1, 5, 3, 1, 4. Now we're in our dominant, moving back to F minor right here. 4, 3, 2, 1, F minor, 5, 3, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1. So F minor harmony. Grab that with 5. We've got our dominant of F, C major, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Passing back down to F minor, 3, 2, 1, 2, and then we do that again. So on the last one, same fingering, same notes as the first, except for at the very end, we're going to start in measure 33, 2, 5, 3, 1, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. And then here's where it's different. And there are a couple endings, all right? So ending 1 is 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the original manuscript, it ends on beat 3. However, in many editions, there's a little, what I'd call tail, little extra notes at the end, which I kind of like, and usually I play it that way. I'm going to ask you as viewers, does anyone know how those extra notes at the end got added? Please leave it in the comments for us to read if you happen to know that story. I do not. So here's the extra notes at the end. They're just C minor descending patterns. So here's the original stopping point. Then 1, 3, 4, 5, 5, 3, 2, 1. I like that at the end. But play it either way. It works also if you make a really dramatic and come off. So those are the fingering and the harmony. So it's 1, 5 harmony each time, just different starting points: C minor, G minor, F minor, back to C minor. Okay, so 3 things to think about when you're playing the technique of this piece. Item number 1 is you want to make sure that you're playing on the tip portion of your fingers. That's the top. If we have your fingerprint, is your what I call your finger pad, you want to be playing on the top portion of that, not the whole finger pad. To find this grip point that I'm talking about, place all the 5 fingers naturally on the keys. Then you're going to lift your hand up, raise your fingers till you feel like they are gripping the keys and not going to fall off. If you go too high, you're going to feel like you're going to go like that. If you go too low, you'll be playing too much on the pad. You want a lot of energy right into the tip. Other things about the hand shape is this curve here feels, it's kind of a gentle curve. You know, when you hear the piano teacher say, curve your fingers, it doesn't mean this. It means if you relax your hand, that's your natural curve. We want to really be mindful of this very first knuckle, that it doesn't cave in like this. I want it to be firm right here. That's going to give you the energy that you need for a piece that's all 16th notes. So the next thing, we're going to incorporate little tiny wrist motions that will follow the contour of the notes, and that will help you pass the energy from note to note and play it more quickly. And the mini wrist motions are either going to be half circles or full circles or what I call back and forths. So we're going to touch that first note. Notice the angle of my hand. I'm not coming over like this. I'm just touching it so I can get to here. That's where we got to go. So you want to keep that angle the same. So play that with finger 2. Then left hand will have a little half circle going over the top. 5, 3, 1. Right hand's going to land right here on finger 2, 4, and it's going to go under, over. You want to make sure that when you go over, you don't go so high that you have to poke. So that's something to pay attention to as you're working on these wrist motions. So this one's under, over. So that still feels natural. Then left hand's going to do the same thing, over. Now right hand here is going to go over and then turn back around. So it's like you're doing a rainbow this way and then you just do one note the other way. Over and back. left hand over. So the right hand's going to be different here because there's different fingering and different patterns. So over, little straight around the keys. You see that? 1, 3, 2, 1. So a little mini circle. And then when we do the scale, it's going to be over. And then you kind of keep going on that same plane. Over, stay there. And you do it again. I'll just continue. Over, under, over, over, and back, over, mini circle, over, stay there. Those motions will have just slight differences based on the key. So let's now take a look at the side view for that so you can see how those wrist motions work. Okay, so in this side view, I'm going to show you how to find the grip point so you're playing on your tips. You can start with your hand a little bit under the keyboard, put your hands on the notes, and then just gently roll up. Notice the position of my hand. I'm not gripping like this. It's kind of a gentle curve. The bridge is in position, and I don't have any caving on those joints. I'm going to overdo the wrist motion so you can see which way they're going with the ups and downs. All right? Touch, over, under, over, over, and back, over, under, over, reset, over, stay on the same plane. Now I'll do that quick. Notice when I do it quicker, the motions get smaller, but they're the same motions. Finally, the last thing I want you to consider in terms of technique is take a look to where your fingers are actually touching the keys. Your hands are going to not always be at straight angles. They might be turned this way. The right hand's turned this way out quite a bit, or the other way. So that is something that comes into play. If you want to play more quickly, you have to do what feels the absolute most natural. I'll just go through the first two measures of the C minor. So we have the angle of hand, which I already mentioned this way. Look at the right hand here. Then left hand's pretty straight on the keys. They're falling in a nice little half moon. But right hand, check this out. We're at an angle like this. 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand, same thing, nice semicircle. Thumbs really at the edge. Now right hand here, because we have that E flat in the middle, is going to be a little bit different. Here it was this. Now it's going to be this with a thumb out here. And then same thing here, left hand, nice semicircle. Right hand matches the left hand here for a moment. Look at this line here with the notes. Then we swap. Now right hand has the semicircle. And then look at this, coming in. So we got to reach for that a little bit. Move the thumb down here. So it will really help speed if you pay attention to where exactly are your fingers playing on the keys. This is a great piece that you should just memorize so you can be watching what your hands are doing. Okay, so finally, let's just talk about a couple things to consider as you go through this piece. Item number 1, you want to make sure there are no bumps when you switch from hand to hand. So I don't want to hear something like this. We want to make those very even as if it was played by one instrument. Item 2, try not to hold on to the last note that each hand plays. I hear this a lot when people bring this into my studio. So when your hand is done with that 16th note, be done and pass it to the other hand. Which leads me to my last point. We really shouldn't know when the hands are switching. Spend a lot of time practicing with not too many dynamics, so you're just listening for that evenness. And if you closed your eyes, you couldn't tell if it was right hand or left hand. All right, finally, practice tips for this piece. Definitely you want to be using your metronome. You want to be locking in those 16th note rhythms. Start at 60, 6-0, 2 clicks per beat. And then just move up from there with an ultimate tempo of 120, 132. That's 120. I think that's really nice tempo. Finally, you might use rhythms to practice this piece. I think that's a great way to practice this piece. So like long, short, long, short, long. Or short, long, short, long. Or long, triplet, long, triplet. There's lots you can do. Rhythmic practice for 16th notes is one of the best things that you can do because your fingers are different lengths and you're going to be passing the energy between them and you just want to build in how that feels. So that's it for today's lesson. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support of this channel, sharing, subscribing, donating if you find this especially useful. I love to know where you're from. I love to know if you have any insights about this piece. So please leave that for me in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.